Hi, it's Alaska Granny. For a lot of us, the price of eggs is really shooting up. For example, here is the price of eggs at Walmart. $3.32 for 18 large, which is 18.5 cents each. If you want to buy the organic eggs, it's $6.64 for 12, 55.3 cents each. So you can see the price of eggs varies between about 18 cents each, clear up to 55 cents each, and even more. This is Fred Meyer's, which is Kroger, and they won't even tell you what the price is. And there's a limit of 3, but you don't even know how much they are. So I thought that was crazy, that if you order them online, you don't even know what you're paying. Here's the price of eggs at Carr's, which is like Safeway in Alaska. It's $4.89 for an 18 count, which is $3.26 a dozen. And if you want to buy the 12 count, it's $3.29 a dozen. There's a slight bit of savings if you buy the 18 count, but not that much. And if you want organic eggs, they're $5.29 a dozen up to $7.99 a dozen. And of course they have other choices, but this is just an example of the prices of eggs. Let me show you some of the creative ways of egg substitutions that I use in my baking, and maybe you'll want to try some of them also. There are many things you can have in your prepper pantry that you can use for eggs. First of all, perhaps you have some of the powdered eggs that are sold in a number 10 can. I have some from Augustin Farms put away in my 30-year food storage, and I can always open those. I know that you can find them as whole eggs or scrambled eggs, and I always prefer to buy them as whole eggs. Then they're more useful when you want to use them in a recipe, because scrambled eggs have other ingredients, and if you want to use it to bake a cake or something, then whatever's in the scrambled eggs is going to add those ingredients. So I prefer to stockpile the whole eggs in the number 10 cans. Another item is the Bob's Red Mill Egg Replacer. This stuff is fantastic. It is gluten-free, vegan, and it has the equivalent of 34 eggs. You can use it for all of your baking needs, for cookies, cakes, muffins, quick breads, brownies, pancakes, and more. It's non-GMO, comes in a resealable package, and it's a product of Oregon. If you read on the back, it tells you to replace 1 whole egg, combine 1 tablespoon egg replacer with 2 tablespoons of water. Mix it well and let it sit for 1 minute to thicken. It also has directions on the back for how to replace egg whites. Is this something you can whip up and put on your breakfast plate in place of an egg? Probably not. But if you want to use it in baking, then this is some fantastic stuff. I highly recommend the Bob's Red Mill Egg Replacer, and it lasts for many years in your prepper pantry. Just like any other food, store it cool and dry for it to last the longest. What if you don't have powdered eggs or egg replacer? Well, look in your pantry. Maybe you have applesauce. You can use 1/4 cup of applesauce in place of each egg. You can also use 1/4 cup of mashed banana. I store extra bananas in the freezer, and then when I want to make banana bread, I pop them in the microwave for about a minute, scoop them out, and use them. You could use that same method to use a banana for an egg replacement. 3 tablespoons of creamy nut butter can also be used for an egg. And maybe in your prepper pantry, you even have some peanut butter powder. You could try rehydrating this and try experimenting with that as well. Flaxseed and chia seeds can also be used as an egg replacer. To use flaxseed or chia seed, mix 1 tablespoon of your seeds plus 3 tablespoons of water and whisk it well. Reach into your pantry for a can of garbanzo beans. You can open it up, drain the liquid, and you have aquafaba. The water from a can of chickpeas is called aquafaba, and you can use 3 tablespoons in place of an egg. Do you remember mixing baking soda and vinegar? You can mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda with 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and you're going to get that foamy sensation that can be used in place of an egg. Are these going to be exactly the same or work in every recipe? No, but if you don't have eggs, you can try experimenting with some of these items to help find ways that you can have the eggs that you need. Something heavier like fruit or peanut butter aren't going to work well in, say, a fluffy recipe, but they might work in brownies or quick breads. You just need to experiment and find what works for you. This is also a good time to just add water mixes into your prepper pantry. You can find muffin mixes, cookie mixes, pancake mixes that you just need to add water. Many of them require milk and eggs, and they're not as useful in your prepper pantry. You want to try to find mixes where you only need to add water and they can be very useful. Look for pancake mixes, muffin mixes, cookie mixes, and even pizza crust mixes. Another option is to choose mixes that require fewer eggs. A brownie mix that takes 1 egg compared to a cake mix that takes 3 eggs. And then if you can't have all of the eggs that you want, then you can still make a nice dessert for your family using fewer of the eggs that are harder to find. It takes 1 chicken to supply enough eggs for 1 person for an entire year. If you enjoy eating chicken, this also might be a good time to look over your canned chickens and make sure that you have enough to see you through if suddenly chickens are not available either. The whole idea of prepping is we don't know what's coming, and we try to be prepared for whatever comes our way. So having a wide variety of foods in your prepper pantry helps you be creative and find ways to feed your family and have the things you need no matter what the challenges are. Everybody faces challenges. We just never know what's around the corner. But as the world becomes more complicated, it's a good idea to make sure that you're adding a little bit to your stockpile every time you go to the store. The more you have on hand, the more ways you know how to use it, the better off you are in the long run. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.